You want to cough drop, roll around in your mouth, hold on you here?
I'm good.
Damn, this pollen, man.
Oh, yeah. I've been out in it all day.
Killing me.
Sucks.
It's killing me, bro. It is killing me. I am not feeling good about it.
Y'all play this week?
Yeah,
this
we got
just a bad reception, honey.
Respect my hairy ass.
What's that?
Yeah, man, we got we're doing Friday at Boardwalk Billy's with all three of us, and then we are doing Saturday at Liberty, just me and Smitty. So let me get in here and Adam Justice is watching. Can't answer his phone, but he can watch, right?
Answer your phone.
Can't answer his phone. Adam Justice, do a call in while we're getting shit together. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here on for a little bit while we're doing a little tunes while we're getting this shit shared out. That's Adam. Yeah, Adam Justice, you are on live.
When you call me, you didn't call me. What you already know.
What?
You didn't call me.
Yes, I did.
Jason called you.
Well, Jason, did it ring, Jason?
Went straight to voicemail 3 times.
Let's see. I don't have a voicemail either from you.
That's because I didn't want to talk.
Y'all are a bunch of liars. Hey, we got to fill out our bracket.
Well, we're actually doing sports talk right now. You want to give him a little heads up on that real quick while I'm sharing this shit, Jason.
No, I got Cam and Luke are going out. They have a heat at 7 o'clock, so I'm heading over to Troll's house to watch that. I can call you afterwards.
Holler at me afterwards.
Now, we got to have it done by tomorrow, right?
No, it should be by tip-off Thursday, 12.
Well, you got baseball again tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right. I guess we need to figure out, because I got to tell Gary that we're 100% in.
All right.
So,
All right.
all right. How's my voice sound? Because it's still hurting pretty good.
I don't know, man. It sounds like it usually does. Shitty.
Comedy.
I'm good at that.
All right, Cruise Man, say what's up.
What's up,
So-
Cruz, man?
So,
What's up, Eve? What's up, Scotty?
All right, I'm going to get Cruise Man together for soccer, then I'm heading down that way.
All right, Cruz, man. Have fun soccer.
Peace out.
I was going to try to hang up on him like he does everybody else.
All right. Yep. My granddad used to do that. He'd just be like, they're like, all right, we'll talk. All right, well, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay. Hang like that. Let me get this shared out on the Facebook. We're gonna be talking about sports today. Haunted hole still somehow guess I'm stronger than my monster. Break his fall, floodgates, oh God help us all. Don't knock, come in while he's sleeping. Neighbors learning where I keep it. That's pretty creepy, huh?
There you go.
Ain't like that. Yeah, that song's called "Where's My Monster." Obviously, that's the podcast music that I play at the intro of every audio episode and at the end. So, by the way, YouTubers, if you guys are interested, what's up, Mike? How's it going? If you guys are interested at all in checking out the actual audio links to the podcast, I'll drop a link in the chat here for that real quick. Hold on. Let's see here. Copy that. Drop that in there. And also before we get started, I'm going to drop a link to this GoFundMe because this will be the first episode, Jason, we'll be recording on our new upgraded Podomatic site.
Cool.
Not upgraded Podomatic site, the same site, but I finally took the step and went ahead and upgraded the broadcaster. Well, I was talking about the other night, it was going to cost us a shitload of money to do. Finally bit the bullet and did it. And actually, one of our YouTubers actually paid for our first month. So, well done on that. Copy this link. Get in here. You might hear the audio pop up for a second, but just quick enough for me to get this shared and get out the way we can start. Finally bit the bullet and did it. And actually, one of our YouTubers actually paid for our first month. So, well done on that. All right. So there's that. Cool. And did I not share that in there? That's just the GoFundMe link. But I was trying to get the Podomatic link. Paste. Okay, yeah, both of those in there now. All right, cool. Now we can get started on some content. I'm sorry. We're getting there. Let's go ahead and go hot on this audio here. Hey guys, how you living? We're not ready to do that yet. That's intro sounds. That's what I do in the intro. Brother Jason, how you living, buddy?
A-OK.
A-OK. You know who we're not living as good as today?
Mike Trout.
I'm telling you, man. So, yeah, I'm going to see if I can find that picture I was just looking at on here to break. Do you have those numbers in front of you, how they break down?
Got it right here, man.
So, for the good listeners out there, this is the first sports talk we've done in a while. Actually, I think the last one we did was college football still going on, I believe. So, yeah. A lot's gone down since then. And we're probably going to be doing some more sports talks coming around the corner because baseball season is kicking back up, and that's definitely my thing. I'm definitely a baseball head, more so than other shit. So, speaking of baseball, why don't you go ahead and let the good people of the world know how much money Mike Trout's going to be raking in over here the next couple of days.
What was it? 400 and some odd million over the next 12 years, basically for the rest of his baseball career. Just to break that down, he'll be making $222,222 per regular season game. $66,978 per at bat. $24,691 per inning. And I don't know how they figured this up right here, if they just took it off an average or whatever, but it says $1,645 per pitch for the next 12 years.
I would imagine that they went back and looked at his I guess, average pitch count per AB.
Right.
And just did it like that.
Had to.
Yeah. But I will say this. This is the first player to receive that kind of money that actually deserves it.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was listening to today when they came out with it. He's made All-Stars, 7 or 6 of the 7 seasons or whatever?
Yeah,
7
absolutely.
of the 8. He's only missed All-Stars once. So you're right. Now, you take a look at the old other guy that was in the up in the Capitol, Mr. Harper. He was hoping that he could get Trout to hold out and come paired up with him. But
Yeah, he was
damn,
pretty vocal about that in a couple interviews.
the Phillies couldn't afford that. No way.
Not at all. Well, not only could they not afford that, but does he really want to go play with Bryce Harper? I've heard a lot of people don't like Bryce Harper.
So this is what you got to think about, and I was kind of thinking about, just chatting with you here and there since then about it. Did Bryce Harper, did he not perform last year? Because what he hit like a measly low 200.
Yeah, he was batting 215 at one point.
Okay. So was he doing that because he didn't want to be where he was at, or was he? That was my thing. Was he unhappy where he was at because he wasn't getting the contract?
Maybe, but there was, not to cut you off, but there was some other shit going on because around that time, that was when Strasburg and Scherzer were fighting in the dugout,
right.
And there was a lot of weird shit going. This cough drop's got my mouth watering a lot, but a lot of weird shit going on in Washington, like
right.
at that time. So he might not have wanted to play there, but I didn't mean it.
No. That's exactly what I couldn't remember if it was last year, year before, whatever. But yeah, I mean, so that's kind of what I take a look at. Was he, unhappy where he was playing at last year because he didn't get the contract? You take a look at all these pro athletes that they don't get their contract. So hey, I'm gonna whine, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna sit out the season, or I'm gonna demand a trade, or not do this, not do that.
Yeah, he was a diva.
Oh, yeah. So now the Phillies got to put up with him. So, I mean, as a Braves fan, not a diehard Braves fan is what you are. I do like Braves. I do like baseball. We just got to see him in a Phillies uniform now.
And I'm fine with that. And I was listening to Tiki and Tierney the other day, and Tierney seems to believe that this is going to be Bryce Harper's year. Did you hear that? Did you hear him say that the other day? He's like, dude, Bryce Harper's going to come out. He's going to rake. He's going to hit 40-plus home runs.
What was his contract? For 10 years, $390 million?
Yeah, I think so.
With like a no-trade clause? Like
I think so, yeah.
Can't be traded?
Which is either very smart or very, very dumb on the Phillies' part.
Right.
And by the way, Mike, I see you out there talking about Coach Tex Winter, passed away 4 months ago. You know Tex Winter?
I don't.
He was the assistant coach for Phil in Chicago.
Phil Jackson.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, one of the YouTube chatters. I honestly had to Google it real quick, but yeah, he was he also did some work for the Lakers back in the day. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out before we move further on.
They're a whole nother basket case.
Yeah, right. But yes, we're just gonna have to get used to seeing this guy in the Phillies uniform now, and I don't mind that at all because if you ask me, the Phillies just ever since that whole, what was it, Cole Hamels and who was it? Was it Matt Harvey? They had the Roy Oswalt.
Right.
They had all those stud pitchers. Ever since they got rid of all those guys, they've not done anything since.
Right. And who was the?
He was Mike.
Who was the big first baseman? Black guy.
Oh, Howard.
Yeah,
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard. Yeah, I remember him in his prime. Watching him playing for the Phillies against the Braves, and I don't know. Tables have turned. Everybody picked the Nationals to come out on top between them and the Mets last year. Come out on top of the NL East, and you see what happened. I mean,
and obviously the Nationals have run the table in the East over the last few years because the Braves have been awful, Phillies have been awful, the Mets and the Marlins are the Mets and the Marlins,
right?
And it's literally just been they've been the Patriots of this division,
right?
And they've been able to run away with it, but now the tables have turned vastly.
Yes.
And the Mets have signed, what's his name?
Tim Tebow to another minor league deal.
Exactly. Real Muto, didn't they get Real Muto? Yeah. And now the Phillies obviously have Bryce Harper, which might breathe a little bit of new life into Phillies' fan base. And just to be perfectly honest, Bryce Harper's face being on the fucking screen is going to bring a lot of people to the stadium.
You're right.
And that could have a lot to do with how they end up playing.
Right. So you talk about these big contracts and everything. You know, you mentioned Tiki and Tierney earlier.
Yeah.
I was listening to him today, you know, while working, and Tierney, I think it might have been Tiki. He said that
I don't think Tierney was there today, was he?
no, one of them wasn't there yesterday. I don't know which one was
I
there.
know Tiki wasn't there yesterday.
Right. Somebody they made a good point today that, you know, Anaheim, they can afford to pay Trout that because they're one of the biggest sports markets
Absolutely.
in America, if not the world, you know. So I mean, they can afford. They were saying something, by the time they throw the first pitch out in Anaheim, they would basically break even on a contract
On
like
his
this.
contract.
On a contract like that. And that's hard to
It's
believe.
a lot of money, man.
But that's what he stated, and you try to sit back and think about that. I mean, it's insane. So you see young kids that you know, right now we're just getting picked up in little league ball around here, and you see some of these kids that, you know, that watch Sports Center and
Yeah.
see how much money, you know, these athletes are making, and, you know, that's what kids want to do. They want to play baseball. They want to play football.
Now, do you think that's got a little bit to do with the decline in like test scores and things of that sort, and
I mean,
college graduates, and
it possibly could. I mean,
I know this is venturing out of sports, but
no. I mean, it possibly could because, I mean, a lot of kids, that's their dream. You know,
Yeah, for
or
sure.
just take it for an example. You know, I asked my little boy what he wants to do when he gets older. You know, he wants to play football. He hasn't played a lick of tackle football yet because he's not old enough. He's big
Yeah.
enough, but he's not old enough. So now, you ask him that again in 4 or 5 years when somebody's already laid the wood on him a couple of times.
Yeah.
He might change his mind. You know, so it's hard to say.
yeah, I was that way. I wanted to do that too, but I was always very big. I was actually a lot like your kid. I was a big kid, and I was
Right.
like at least just about a foot taller than everybody else around me.
Yeah.
And I was scared to hit them because I was so much bigger than they were. I was scared to hurt people, so I
Right.
didn't do so well in football because I wouldn't follow through with a hit just because I didn't want to
Right.
hurt anybody.
Yeah, so I mean, you just take a look at, you know, when you talk to kids and you ask them what they want to do,
Yeah.
you know, or who's their favorite team, you know, and no, my little boy, he's got a different football team every year. It's whoever he plays for, you know, in flag football.
Yeah.
Okay, so one year it's the Texans, the next year it's the Saints. I forget who he was this past year, but he's never been the Cowboys, so he never pulls for the Cowboys.
God love him.
Right? So if you ask him, in general, it's the Panthers. And why is it the Panthers? Because, you know, you got people like that stick out as, you know, superstars like Cam Newton. And then you're going to take a look at the baseball side
Yeah.
of it. Dude, he had no clue who Bryce Harper was until last year, All-Star game during the Home Run Derby. No clue.
You know, and that's what's funny about that is kids that don't like follow sports like we do, obviously, because they don't quite understand them, will be geared towards that what do you call it, the stardom of that. Like
Right.
Cam Newton does a lot of work with youth and with kids and stuff like that,
Right.
and he creates fans all over the board. Every week when he's tossing those footballs to
Right.
to a kid in the stands, he's creating fans left and right just by showing that he's willing to do that. But it's awful because these kids don't understand what a garbage quarterback he is. One, forgive me, and I say this not just because he went to Auburn, but also like he was not a good role model for a very long time. I mean, he may very well could be now,
Right.
but for a very long time he was not. And
I absolutely 1,000% agree with what you're saying. I do think he's turned a little bit.
I think that wreck straightened him up. Some.
Yeah. I mean, just like you said, throwing footballs in the stands. Or,
That's a big
you
deal.
know, scoring a touchdown, doing a Superman, and taking it. You know,
Yeah.
he does that kind of thing. But this is what you ask yourself when you see that in baseball. What do you see in baseball? And I don't know if it's something that the players can't do it because, you know, they don't have that much access to fans,
Yeah.
or do they just not want to do it? I mean, you don't see Bryce Harper taking a bat and, you know, going to give it to a kid after he hits a home run.
For sure.
Right, you know. So I mean, kids like the interaction with the the players that interact with the fans.
Oh yeah, and plus when they see him rake in a home run derby, just hitting meatballs that his dad's throwing to him.
Right.
Then that's impressionable. That'll leave a pretty big impression on a kid.
Right. Well, hey, we only got 13 more days to open a day.
13 days, man. Number 13, Ronald Acuna Jr., our MVP this year.
Hopefully stays hot.
Hopefully stays healthy. Hopefully stays everything that he has been staying. Even in spring, and I know that you really can't judge from spring, but he's been raking in spring, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, doing really well, and I'm very, very excited to watch what this year brings.
There's been a couple injuries in spring ball, too. I mean,
half our bullpen's down.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any big names.
Right, but I'm just saying, you seeing some, I forget who it was, a big pitcher, they've shut him down for the rest of the spring.
Fultonevich. Yeah, he's done. He's done. He's going to start this season on the IR. Well, and in other places in baseball, Dustin Pedroia is going to be starting the season on the IR, or whatever they call it in baseball, on the injured list.
Right. Yeah. DL.
Yeah. Exactly. There's. See, that's probably why a lot of people don't play in spring. That's probably why a lot of those players don't play in spring. It's probably just like what's his name sitting out of the bowl games that don't matter.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it, man? It means absolutely, nothing to them. I mean, I guess if I was an owner and I just inked you to a $400 and whatever $1 million contract.
Yeah.
I mean, take a look at Bryce Harper.
Sit your ass down.
Hey, what happened to Bryce Harper the other day?
Took one to the ankle.
Sure did. And I guarantee they're going to think twice before they put him right back in the lineup.
Absolutely.
I mean, because it can come off at the hand, break a hand, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to think about all those things.
Yeah, for those not familiar, Bryce Harper literally just signed the second largest.
It was the first until today.
Yeah, and I say until today.
Right.
He signed the largest deal of all time, and then he took a was it a pitch or was it
was a pitch?
He took a pitch to the ankle, and that's literally, they don't call it the Achilles heel for nothing, man.
Right.
Like that's the make or break in a baseball player, man. Just being able to be quick off the gun, man. That's not ideal for the Phillies at all.
Right. Chances you take, man.
Yeah.
No trade clause. You're guaranteed money. I mean,
absolutely.
So what? I'll take. I mean, pay me that kind of money. I'm gonna stand in there and go for it.
Yeah, right.
So.
Exactly. You give me that kind of money, I mean, I'm gonna do something. I definitely ain't gonna be pulling the Manny Machado crawling up to first base.
Right.
By the way, see, so now that, and I was just listening a while ago. Think about this, and then we can, for time reasons, we'll move on to college basketball after this. March Madness is at the door. We're in it, but think about this. You got Mike Trout, 12 years. You got Bryce Harper, 10 years. You got Manny Machado for 7 years or something like that. 7.
Yep.
And you got Rio Muto. They signed him for a pretty extended contract. And Aaron Judge in New York is still got a few years in his contract, and Giancarlo Stanton as well. That means that all of the quote unquote best players in the game are locked up for the end of their career right now. Basically, they're going to spend their entire careers where they are right now.
Right.
And I wonder what that means for the rest of baseball.
Baseball is it's such a crazy thing because, you don't see those kind of contracts anywhere else.
Not at all.
Take a look at, NFL. You got guys bouncing around because they can't get a contract. Or, look at the NBA. That's insane. In Major League Baseball, it's just, I don't know if they make more money or they bring in more money or what. I mean,
Yeah.
I have no clue, but I mean, between two players, you're almost talking $700, almost $800 million.
Yeah. The bulk of the money available in each franchise is going to those guys.
Right.
And I like I said, I don't mind that Mike Trout gets this kind of money because he deserves it. He literally is the best player in the game.
Right.
And I will argue that to the end of time. He's the best. He's the GOAT right now.
Right.
He's the GOAT in the game right now. He's the best player that's on the field in, I would say, any position. And he finally is getting the money that he's owed. But people like Bryce Harper, and granted, it could be people like Bryce Harper dealing with a Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg situation where they know they're not going to win because they're mentally beaten. Or it could be Manny Machado, like, I don't really care where I'm at right now because they only got me for a year. They're only using me to get to the playoffs and try to win a World Series.
Right.
And that's all I'm here for, so maybe I'm not going to run it out so much. Maybe this money that they're getting right now will force them to perform at their peak abilities.
Right.
So I do understand that that's it. I'm taking that into account as well. But, man, I just don't see anybody other than Mike Trout who deserves the kind of money that they've been getting lately.
You're right.
And not only that, if people would have been paid according to what they actually deserve, how much cheaper do you think this Mike Trout deal would have been just in relation to where the other ones stand? Because these garbage players, not to say that they're bad. I'm sure Bryce Harper's a great player. He obviously got here for a reason. But people who are not near as good as Mike Trout, who are getting close to what he's getting, and what does that say for what Mike Trout's ability as a player is worth compared to that of Bryce and Manny and JT?
Well, I'll tell you, man, on CBS this afternoon, CBS Sports Radio with Tiki and Tierney, I think it was Tierney, he legitly he backed up the Trout deal 100%. He says if anybody deserves a baseball contract like that right now, it's Mike Trout because he's proved himself.
Agreed.
So I don't know, but let me ask you a quick question getting off the baseball subject. What do you think about the whole Laker LeBron James thing?
As a whole or just recently?
Just the whole spiel, how it's gone from LeBron going to the Lakers, being able to take them to the playoffs, to wanting players traded, to Rondo sitting away from the team during the games, and then now it comes out that the Lakers were they gave an option they were looking to trade LeBron at a point this year.
I don't see why they wouldn't have wanted to. Here's the thing. If you were LeBron James and you stayed in Cleveland, they're probably still going to put a statue of LeBron up in Cleveland.
Right.
But you're going to be literally the greatest player in their franchise. And I have to give it to Asher for pointing this one out in a sports talk we had with him. Are you even starting in your LA Lakers five of all time? Are you even on that team as LeBron James? Are you a starter on, if you were to put a super team together of all-time Lakers, is LeBron part of that starting squad?
Now let me ask you a question. Are you referring to what LeBron's done in his NBA career or just what he's done with the Lakers?
Obviously with the Lakers.
Okay, so no, absolutely not. Because to me, I don't think LeBron's proved himself as a Laker yet.
Not at all.
I mean, and you see these guys that, basically it looks like the Lakers just gave up.
100%.
NBA fan here. I mean, I don't sit down at nighttime and watch it. Nothing else on TV.
Yeah.
I'll watch it, whatever. But
absolutely.
I don't have to be home for it.
I don't give a shit until playoffs.
Right. So you take a look at this, and every time you turn it on, it's about LeBron James, wanting this person. Like they tried to get, what's his name, Anthony Davis? Yeah. And
New Orleans was just fucking with him.
Right. They wanted so much for him.
Yeah.
So here's
they never had any intention of trading him to the Lakers.
Exactly. So this is what you got to look at now. I mean, when they do the lottery, I guess the Lakers will be in that lottery draw or whatever. Hell, can you imagine if the Lakers somehow or another lucked up and got the first ping pong ball? Whatever the hell they do. I don't know how they do that. I don't understand it, but I mean, I know when they put them in, everybody's got a shot at getting the first pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know. I feel like the Lakers may deserve it just because they gambled on the greatest player in the game right now and lost.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't. The Lakers franchise is too prestigious to hang one on like this.
So who do you blame for the letdown of the Lakers? Do you blame Magic?
Kind of.
Okay, so here's the thing: they didn't go out to get anybody before the trade deadline.
No,
I mean that's it.
This is the thing, and I feel that this is. And the Lakers, Magic knew what he was getting into when he brought LeBron over. He's taken the greatest player, and I'm arguing right now on the basis that LeBron is the greatest active player in the game.
Right.
I don't think there's a lot of argument in that as far as everybody being on the same page. I think that they're taking the greatest player in the game right now away from a position to where Tyronn Lue was nobody. Tyronn Lue was nobody in Cleveland. LeBron was that coach. Tyronn Lue had the title. LeBron was the coach of that team. And the front office at Cleveland are going to let LeBron do whatever he wants to do. He has had that ever since he's been in the league. He had it when he went to Miami. They let him do whatever the fuck he wanted in Miami. They did everything that they wanted to. They formed the whole team around him. Whenever he went back to Cleveland, they did the same exact thing. They formed the whole team around him. He was in charge of everything, and Magic Johnson knew that.
Right.
If Magic thought he was going to get LeBron to come and listen to him, like, hey, I'm Magic Johnson, but LeBron's like, I'm LeBron James.
So you it's funny you mentioned Tyronn Lue. So when they're saying that Luke Walton will be out as Lakers coach this year. This is it for him. He's done after the season's over with. Did you hear who they said that it's a possibility that could come into LA to coach?
Tyronn Lue?
Tyronn Lue.
You know why?
Because I guess LeBron and him, have a pass. I don't know.
Because he'll stand to the side and let LeBron say, this is what we need to do. I'll call the game. Because, dude, if you listen to I've said it before and as a joke, Tyronn Lue always looks like he can't hear what you just said. Like, all the time. He always looks like that. Like, he's just confused. Right. He looks like he doesn't understand what's going on the court at all times.
Right.
And I don't think that that's too far off, man. I just think that literally LeBron was coaching that team when Tyronn Lue was there. And if they do bring in Tyronn Lue, then is Magic going to turn his team over to LeBron James? Because let's be honest, that worked in Cleveland.
I mean, they're going to have to go out and get somebody because LeBron has nobody. I mean, if you're sitting here and
he didn't have nobody in Cleveland.
Well, I mean,
who do you have in Cleveland?
I mean,
outside of Kyrie, when Kyrie got traded, who do you have? Kevin Love wasn't doing shit.
Come on, man. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, I don't follow basketball enough to say yes, he did have somebody there. But here's the thing: is like you see what you just hear about it. Okay, Sports Center, first thing that comes on: Lakers lose again.
Next to the night, Knicks.
Lakers lose again. Lakers lose again, and then you have some dude that blocks LeBron James' shot that nobody's even heard of until just the other day because he blocked LeBron James' winning shot. To keep them from going to winning the game. So you just ask yourself I think LeBron passed Jordan on what points scored this year?
Yeah,
all time. All right, so I don't know. Do you want the headache on your team?
I don't think so. But here's the thing, and everybody's talking a lot of shit about LeBron. You should have never left Cleveland. You should have never done this. And I put a lot of that on Magic just because Magic was the one that got in his ear and got in his head and said, hey, come to L.A. I got you. I got you. Come to L.A. We'll take care of you. We'll win in L.A. We'll get you. You'll be part of the most elite company in basketball history. And I believe that when it comes down to it, Magic really didn't do a whole hell of a lot to try to put a team together around LeBron that he's comfortable with. And I don't think that he wants to deal with, and I know that LeVar Ball's not near as involved today as he was in the beginning with his kids' day-to-day life. Probably because LeBron James is like, listen, I'm sorry, but I ain't going to deal with this bullshit. If I come to LA, you're going to have to, put your dog on a leash, basically. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's exactly what happened. And you mentioned in MJ, does this LeBron going to LA thing sort of feel like MJ when he went to the Wizards, just because
he still wanted to play?
Just because he still wanted to play. And
well, here
obviously MJ was well further on into his career. LeBron's not near as close to retiring now as MJ was at that point.
Well, here's what you ask yourself. I mean, so you got the first year test run, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know what LeBron's contract was when he went to LA or whatever. So, I mean, now you're going into an offseason. You already know you're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
They've already shut some people down and what have you. So, I mean, do you clean house with what's in there and bring people in to mold around LeBron, or do you just... I mean, what do you do?
That's what you have to do. That's what you're going to have to do to win. And people that say, oh, LeBron's a diva, why can't he just win with what's there? It's because that's not his style of play. That's not his game. That's not what he's done in his entire career. And Magic Johnson has to have known that. Like, you can't expect LeBron James to just literally change everything about how he's played the game for however many years now that he's been in the league. You can't expect him to just change everything just because he's gone to, just because he's going to a new team. If you want to win, then you're going to have to play LeBron's game, because I don't think, I believe he's got a little of that Manny Machado, Bryce Harper about him, to where I'm not going to play as hard because I don't give a fuck about letting these kids win. I believe he gave a shit about the people who showed him the respect that he was deserved. And I feel a lot of similar things with that. Like, I feel I will want to do better and do more for people who allow me to be myself and to do the things the way that I do them. Like, if I'm given the respect that I feel that I am due, then I will be more apt to...
You're right.
But
I'll tell you, and then that just goes back to me saying that when it comes to the NBA, man, I just have no use really for it until it gets close.
Here.
Because
yeah,
I can't stand whenever these guys, they bounce. I mean, I call LeBron James the NBA whore, I mean,
yeah.
Hey, I'm going to take my talents to Miami.
Yeah.
All right. And then you bounce back to Cleveland. I mean, come on,
He saved himself in that second. And I stuck by him. When he went back to Cleveland, I talked shit about him when he went to Miami.
Right.
When he went back to Cleveland, I was like, okay, this guy realized that he did something wrong. I'm fine with this. He's going back. He brought a trophy back to Cleveland.
Right.
He did something that nobody thought was possible. And I'm like, okay, he's paving the way to literally be inarguably the greatest of all time.
Right.
Now, I don't feel that same way anymore.
But you know what? That's what makes college basketball that much greater.
It does, because those guys are actually playing to get to the show. And speaking of which,
right,
that's a very good segue into, we got about another 20 minutes before you got to get out of here. So,
it's all right. I'll call her Uber.
Yeah, sweetheart, you guy's name's Jeff. He's driving a Hyundai Elantra. So, you haven't done your bracket yet.
I haven't, man. I listened to way too much talk like last night, man. Little boy had a game. Get home. They go to bed or whatever, and I'm just trying to wind down. I listen to that bracketology crap just to hear what people got to say. And that's the worst thing that you can listen to.
The more you know, the worse you do, usually.
You're exactly right. But you know what? One thing that I just have to say, okay, there's a lot of good talent in the tournament this year, but one thing that I have to say, you got one team from the state of South Carolina, I believe. Wofford's in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I think so, right?
All right, so Wofford, okay? One team in South Carolina in the tournament. What blows my mind is you got a kid, one of the best guards in the nation, from South Carolina, from Dazzell, outside of Sumter.
Really?
Playing for Murray State. Okay, Murray State's in the tournament. J.A. Morant. I don't know if he's come across your screen or anything, but
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, no, he's one of he'll be in the first round pick. And what I don't understand is how does Frank Martin or whoever the dude is up in Clemson allow a kid like that to get out of your state to go play for Murray State?
Yeah.
I mean, and here he is.
Especially now, South Carolina's been sort of establishing itself as a basketball school recently, and Clemson not so much, but
I mean, Clemson did make the NIT.
yeah, but that's not in tournament. Alabama made it too.
Yeah, South Carolina didn't make nothing.
But still, with I mean, I don't know, Frank Martin going to the Final Four or whatever. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. I mean, that just aggravates me more than anything when you see talent leaving your state, going to play for. And I'm not saying knocking Murray State or anything, but when you think of college basketball, you don't think of Murray State. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you think of your Power 5 schools. All right, and so that's just, I don't know. I think they got them playing. They're like a 13-4 or something like that. Somewhere around there. I don't know. I tell you what, this year's bracket's going to be probably one of the best tournaments that we've had in a long time.
Why do you think that is?
Just because I don't think there's a dominant team. Everybody says that Duke is going to run the field with Zion back. Don't get me wrong, Zion's a monster, dude.
He is.
He's a true freshman monster. All right,
Absolutely.
but they won the ACC tournament. Okay, they beat North Carolina by 1. All right?
Yes, only by 1.
Right. So this is who I'd like to see Duke match up with, and it's possible it can happen. I think Tennessee is down in the lower bracket. Maybe I would love to see them match up with Tennessee somewhere along the line. I don't know if they can or not.
You know what? Let me get on it. I might have that happening in mind.
I just. I mean, because Tennessee's got some big guys. No, they wouldn't be able to meet until like the Final Four or championship game. But all I'm saying is with Duke, they can't shoot a 3, man.
I have noticed that 100% just in the last, because I only games I watch, like I don't watch anything until March Madness.
Right.
But I do watch Duke, North Carolina.
Right.
Every time. But yeah, they were just throwing up brick after brick past the 3-point line. It was just not working for them.
So I just watching, the North Carolina Duke game the other night. I mean, Zion when he came back to play, he come into play and every point that I seen, I watched him score was a dunk. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody along that line that's going to press him and make him play the outside and shoot from the outside and keep the middle shut down, I mean, Duke could get in trouble. They could get in trouble.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, what is he, Shaq?
That's a big boy, man. I would have to say he could.
Is that what he is? He can't shoot, but he can just knock you the fuck out of the way and get to the goal?
I guess, because I'm going to tell you what, that dunk that he had the other night, his first basket back, man, holy cow.
He said something with that.
I thought he took like 4 steps, but still, I mean, the power that this kid has.
What is it with that?
Damn if I know, because I kept having to watch the replays. I'm like, wait a minute, that's more than 2 steps right there.
There's so many times that I've said, and like I said, I'm a baseball guy, but
right.
I see it so much in videos that people post online, like with players like LeBron just driving through the lane and like they count 1, 2, 3,
right.
4, 5, no dribble, ball in hand, going for the shot.
Right.
Why is that not regulated more?
Man, you got me, and it drives me crazy. But here's the thing, man. You take a look at an athlete like this that comes out of high school straight into guarantee that Zion could have went NBA.
Yeah,
could have went to the NBA. So you take a look at a kid like this, man, and sometimes you ask yourself, are the referees really, looking at the feet whenever they're, doing that? Or are they just waiting to watch the action themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause
I actually got Purdue losing to Tennessee losing to Purdue.
Do you? Okay. See, so when you take a look at your bracket and everything like that, and you try to pick out that one dark horse that's going to roll with it this year, that's going to be the Florida Gulf Coast or whatever. So Man, I'm gonna tell you a team that I think that's gonna. I don't think Gonzaga's gonna make it out the weekend.
You don't think so?
No, sir. Do not.
I hope not, because I got them going to my Final Four.
Do you?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
See, I just don't.
I
Because,
picked the bitch. I picked a bitch bracket. I picked all 1 seeds in one of them. I got another one where I picked all upsets.
Yeah. Well. So this is the reason why I say that is because you don't. I mean, me as an East Coast person,
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch Gonzaga hardly this year. All right. They play in their conference championship to St. Mary's. And I'm not saying knocking St. Mary's, but they lose to St. Mary's by what, 15, 16 points?
Yeah.
And they were a number 1 team at that time in the country.
Maybe they're sandbagging.
But I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I know.
I think Syracuse wins first round, and then they beat Gonzaga.
See, I have, and I only know, like I said, I only watch until, I don't watch until now. So
Right.
like I don't know anything about any of this stuff. But that's never changed my bracket in a large way. Knowing the game has never really affected my bracket in a big way.
Right.
And I don't know, man. I got Gonzaga going all the way to the Final Four.
I mean, they could.
I got North Carolina winning it all.
Do you?
Yes, I
Who
do.
do you got playing national championship?
Duke, North Carolina.
Absolutely. You know what, Jay Billis, man, he says that he thinks that could happen because he said, I mean, North Carolina's playing great ball, dude.
Yep.
North Carolina's playing red hot great ball. I mean, Duke.
Getting 2 out of 3 against in-state rivalry is a big deal for a season.
Well, here's what you ask yourself. I mean, first game Duke North Carolina play Zion. He called some kid over in wherever Nike's made shoes to lose his job because he blew out his Nike. Okay. So he missed the second North Carolina Duke game. See, I for sure thought he was going to come back and play in the second Duke North Carolina game, but he didn't. He sat out that, and he came back for the tournament. Okay. I think, man, if Zion wasn't playing in the Duke North Carolina game this past weekend, I think North Carolina could probably beat him by 15
easily. Because shit, with him on the court, what they beat by 1. What
right.
I got Duke North Carolina over Duke final of 111-109.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. What's it going to look like when it comes Saturday when you got Yale facing Belmont?
Yale facing Belmont. I don't fucking know.
Come on, man. Yale's going to beat LSU this weekend.
You think so?
Yes, sir. LSU is the number 1 team in the SEC. They have the number 1 seed in the SEC.
Yeah, I got LSU winning that one.
Do you?
But I got them losing to Maryland.
See, I don't even have Maryland winning.
So you think it's going to be Yale and
Belmont. Belmont's going to beat Temple tonight. Coach for Temple, I think he's retiring or something like that. And then, he rides his horse out tonight on a losing record. Belmont and Yale play. Second round, and one of them's going to Sweet 16 or 32, whatever.
What in the world? Hold on a second. Well, that just happened.
They just come to tell us Yale was winning it all.
They just can't tell us Yale was winning it all. Well, that was the law. Let's see. I think we knocked our camera around a little bit. Let's see here if that's it. There we go. Well,
whoever did it was a dick.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no shit. Oh well, that just happened. You probably got to get out.
No, man. I got about a good 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Left.
Well, let's talk about.
So let me just give you a piece of, if I can give any kind of advice out there, for this basketball tournament, okay? Just listen to Colin Cowherd in the past when he used to be on local radio, and you can't take, he says you're going to have 12s upset of 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're doing a bracket for more than entertainment purposes only, don't dig deep down, and take Yale all the way to the national championship or anything.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. But I do have to think that LSU is in a bad state of mind right now. They don't have their head coach. He's suspended because of the whole FBI probe thing, and they're not allowing him to coach in the tournament.
Yeah.
They were the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament, got knocked out by Florida first round. So that's why I think that LSU is gone. And I think Belmont wins tonight, and then they turn right back around and go play Maryland, and I think they knock Maryland out. So, to me, just looking at my Final Four, I'd probably put Duke back into it. I'm kind of skeptical on Gonzaga. I don't think Gonzaga is going to take it. I just think they'll get knocked out. I don't know who your bottom tier team would be. Michigan.
I don't know. I've got Michigan. Let's see. I got Michigan going down to Texas Tech, but I got them beating Florida. I got to beat Montana. And then
I definitely think Virginia's going to have their guard up pretty good this year after being the first number 1 seed.
Yeah. Well, I might. Obviously, this is just my bitch bracket,
right?
The one that Where do I got Virginia? UVA. I got them going all the way to losing to Purdue.
Purdue.
Oh, actually, no. I got them going to my Final Four. I got them all 1 season in the Final Four. So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question. What makes you so? I know you say you don't.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so
I just picked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I was curious about Purdue. You take a look at that. I love college sports. I love college. I don't watch college basketball all year round. I will watch them when it gets towards the end, and I'll listen to the chirping and everything that people have.
Yeah.
And then my bottom bracket, of course. What's going to be awesome is when you get to see North Carolina, Kentucky play in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm telling you, man, I would love to see Duke, if they were able to, face a team that's got a big monster just like Zion. I don't know where it's at, or who's got it, but I want to see somebody, go one-on-one with that big guy.
Yeah, is he Shaq though? Like we're saying, is he Shaq?
My man's impressive, dude.
Just drive the lane.
Hey, they're saying Duke could possibly have the number 1 and number 2 pick overall that's coming up here in the draft, man.
Yeah.
You got Zion and then the other dude, Reddish or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Just one more quick thing I want to jump to real quick before we head off, and I gotta go my merry way.
Yeah.
What you think about all the moves in the NFL so far?
I think that the Cleveland Browns are going to be head and shoulders better than everybody's expecting them to be, and I think everybody's expecting them to be very good.
Right.
And I think they're going to be better than that.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen on Facebook or not, somebody did the recreation of the Aladdin where Mayfield goes and picks up Odell on the carpet, flying
Yeah.
carpet, and they go back flying through the city or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, man, I really do. You get people all the time saying, "Hey, Cleveland, they're not going to be able to win the division." I'm telling you right now, man, Cleveland
Walking right on in.
they jump, and I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl or anything like that, but I mean, dude, they jumped when they picked up Odell,
And they've lost nobody, right?
and they gained what's his name, Kareem Hunt. He's facing He's got 8 game suspension. He comes back.
He's not
second.
appealing, though. He's
No.
not appealing,
Why
and he
would
should
he?
not. And
Why
that's
would-
the best thing that he could do. He's coming back right after when they shouldn't be what?
Right. Oh, they'll be
4-4, 5-3.
Chubb, man, Chubb's good. Chubb can do it.
And the other night, I kept saying Deshaun Jackson, but I meant Jarvis Landry.
Right, you got Jarvis Landry.
I meant Jarvis Landry. I kept saying Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
He's still in Tampa Bay.
Beckham, Mayfield. You got you'll have Kareem Hunt coming to town. So
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think, man, that Cleveland could be the team to beat. I mean, you have Odell, you have Antonio Brown out the division now. You have Le'Veon Bell out the division now. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will be.
I think the NFL is gonna be fun, and you get to see, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. No kidding. Jesus. What in the world? What kind of I don't really want to say what they said, but if whatever, here's the thing. If one of two things are possible here. If somebody has called and tried to fuck us up on this podcast, first of all, fuck you. Second off, if what they said is real and that's happening around here somewhere, then Jesus.
Because I'm going to tell you, I didn't mean to offend anybody if I said something about their team or said something bad about LeBron James. My bad.
Yeah, no shit.
But I still not a big fan of Bryce Harper. I don't care about him.
But the guy did say, is there anybody who knows like where you live and like knows that you're doing a podcast and they're trying to fuck with you? And I was like, I don't have that kind of a fan base. Like I don't have that kind of a following.
Seems like they'd be able to track it.
Yeah. But
I hope whoever did it has nightmares.
Yeah, if somebody really did just fucking call the cops on us because we're in here doing a podcast, you're a fucking child and you're a piece of shit child at that. And if somebody really did do whatever the fuck that they're doing and give the wrong address, then that's a whole nother story. But
Right.
somebody gave my address.
I know.
Apparently.
It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, no shit. I was like, who the fuck is that?
Scared me real bad, bruh.
Dude, I ain't lying, y'all. Like, I walk outside and there's fucking guns a-blazing. Literally. I mean,
Yes,
it is
sir.
what it is. Oh, well, hopefully they find what they're looking for. Anyway, Brother Jason, I appreciate you being here,
Yeah,
friend.
man.
Good
Enjoyed
talk.
it.
We'll
have to do this before the national championship.
yeah,
too.
we'll get back into this. We'll get back into this again maybe halfway through the bracket. So, anyway. All right, audio folks, be good people in a world full of shitty people. Don't be one of those people. Be a good person. I love you. I mean it. Peace, bitches. YouTubers, hang tight for just a second. Let me get this intro out. Hey, guys. How you living? Are you doing well? Good. Glad to hear that. In this episode, me and Brother Jasen Summers talked about sports and all across the board. We started off with baseball. We snuck into basketball and then started talking about a little college football. And we had a few minutes of the NFL at the very end. We definitely needed more time to talk about the NFL, but Brother Jason's got an offspring he needs to go pick up, and I don't want to hold him from that any longer. But we'll talk about NFL more get a little closer to the season. Anyway, please go to Facebook. Please go to Instagram. Please go to Twitter. Go to all the fronts and click subscribe. Click follow. All of the things, all the fronts. I've shared all of the links on all my pages. Go to the GoFundMe if you guys feel up to donating some dollars to help us upgrade the podcast. This is the first month that we are on a broadcaster plan through Podomatic, which is about $50 a month. And one of our YouTube, Rick, one of our YouTube viewers has donated $50 for the first month. So thank you, Rick. And anybody else that wants to donate dollars, it's $50 a month for the plan that I'm on right now. And I have to do that to keep uploading episodes. So please donate anything that you can. Any little bit helps. Share the page. If you can't donate, just share it and maybe somebody else can. So I've linked that up. It's pinned to the top of my Facebook page. to the top of my Instagram page and to the top of my, what's the other one? Twitter page. So, yeah. Please do that. And I'm going to go outside and figure out what the fuck is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day in a world full of shitty people. Don't be those people. Be a good person. Without further ado, episode number 15 of Sports Talk featuring Jasen Summers. Enjoy, motherfuckers. All right, YouTubers, click the links that I'm going to put on the page. Not right now, but they will be there later. Please click subscribe. Thank you for listening. I'll get some more information, and we might go live a little later and do a guitar talk and talk about what happened. Peace, bitches.